Skincare in pregnancy. What can you and can't you use? And this is something I don't feel is talked about enough. There's a lot of misconceptions about. Many women who fall pregnant stop using almost anything because they're so afraid of doing the wrong thing. The first thing I will say is there's a couple of skincare lines which are just extremely safe for pregnant women. And when you pick a range like, for example, Mida Beauty is one of them, and all the Skin Diligent products have been tested for endocrine disruption, then you know that whatever you pick up won't have a negative impact on the baby. And that can be quite reassuring that you're not trying to do too much of the guesswork yourself. But when it comes to ingredients, there are many things where there have been warnings not to use things, but actually how much of that is evidence-based. The ingredient that is an absolute no throughout pregnancy is retinol or anything retinol related, retinoids. And that includes tretinoin, it includes retinal, it includes retinol palmitate products, anything with vitamin A in it. And that's because vitamin A is potentially able to cause birth defects. This is why if anyone is on oral Roaccutane, you must take extreme precautions to prevent pregnancy throughout your taking it because of the risk of birth defects, because that is very high dose vitamin A. So that's the one ingredient I would say don't use. But you can instead substitute it with bakuchiol. And bakuchiol, it's a plant-derived ingredient. It doesn't make your skin more sun sensitive. There are no concerns for use during pregnancy, and you can use it twice a day, and studies have suggested it could be as effective from an anti-aging perspective as retinol is. I personally like to use them synergistically, but then I'm not pregnant. Other things that could be important to think about, one is benzoyl peroxide, which I would not use during pregnancy. Again, this is often a prescription ingredient, although some strengths are available over the counter, and is used for people suffering with acne. And another one which is a no is hydroquinone, which is a prescription ingredient that people can use for pigmentation. And of course, acne and pigmentation can be concerns for pregnant women because the hormones running wild through our system can make acne better or worse, and the combination of hormones and sun exposure can cause pigmentation to form. So what can you do instead? Look for non-prescription pigmentation alternatives. You can use things like azelaic acid, you can use AHAs, you can use ingredients like vitamin C, kojic acid. Non-prescription pigmentation products can be a really good choice. And of course, really thinking about sun avoidance during pregnancy. I've mentioned that AHAs are fine to use, but when it comes to acne, salicylic acid can be particularly useful. Now, I wouldn't have a chemical peel with salicylic acid in it because these concentrations can be much higher, but generally we deem that strengths up to 2% are pregnancy safe. If you go above and beyond that, what you have to think is you wouldn't be taking an aspirin while you're pregnant, so don't have a strong salicylic acid product or treatment because they're the same. And the final one I'm going to touch on is one you might not have thought of, but essential oils. A lot of essential oils are deemed to be not pregnancy safe, and you can find this information quite easily if you Google and check essential oils to avoid during pregnancy, but there's quite a long list of them. And again, think about very carefully things with fragrance in. Even if you think an essential oil is a natural fragrance, they're often not safe during pregnancy. The key thing is pregnancy is a time to enjoy, not feel too stressed about things, and you can still achieve really effective results for your skincare. You don't have to just let everything that you've been working hard on before pregnancy go to waste. If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.